is subnetting. So suppose we have an IP like 12.12.12.12, right? And we require that number of host is or maybe number of networks. So like suppose we have a requirement of host is 4,000. That should be the required host is equal to 4,000. Okay, so we have discussed in the previous class, like you are asking the number of network, like wherever that is network required, so we can apply the formula 2 to the power n, that is greater than equal to required network, and if you have required number of hosts, so you can apply formula 2 to the power n minus 2. It should be greater than equal to required hosts. That formula you can apply. I have checked that like they have updated it. Previously they are using 2 to the power n minus 2. Now from the last year, end of the last year, they have updated, and Attack had also updated this formula. So you can use this formula. That's not a problem. This 2 to the power n, which is greater than equal to required number of network. For the network you can use this, but for the host 2 to the power n minus 2, that you have to use. Okay, so here is the required network is required host is 4,000 in this question is given. Okay, so just try all of you. Same method you have to use like in the previous class. How did it for the class B? So similarly, you have to try for the class A.
Sir, are you writing something?
Yeah, my screen is not visible or what?
Sir, it is frozen, I think.
Uh-huh.
It is frozen, I think. No, no, okay.
I've given you the question. Just see, we have started with the class A subnetting, and there is the IP I have given like 12.12.12.12/8 from the class A, and the required number of hosts is 4,000. You have to find all the subnetted networks. Just calculate it fast. If you have completed, then reply in the chat. What are the value you have to reply? The first thing, like what value of n you got? Second thing, what is your magic number that you have to reply? The third is the subnet 0 to. First you have to write subnet 0 and the uh, last subnet. I mean, whatever subnet that you are getting, that you will be your last subnet ID. And how many total subnet you can create, that also you have to mention in the chat. Let's go ahead. Basic number 16 is coming.
Yes, sir.
So 4,000 host is required. Use n values is 10, then you'll get 1024. So 24 into 4 just multiply, na? So it should be 12, not 16. Just check it properly. N, I'm talking about n, not magic number. N value.
Yes, sir. N equal to 12.
Yeah.
N equal to 12. Magic number is
Yes, sir. N is 12.
Magic number is
16.
Okay.
16.
So have you created the subnet 0 and last sub? Just find the last sub what you are getting. Here, suppose you have applied formula is like this for n minus 2 is greater than equal to 4,000. So if you use n equal to 12, it's so we'll get the value. 12 is what? I mean 10 2024 into, I mean 2 raised to the power 10 is 1024 into 2 raised to the power 2, I mean 4. So it will become 4 4 plus 16, 1, 2, 9, 0, 4 0, 9, 6. Okay, so that is the accepted value. So if you got n value is 12, so just make it 12 bit. First create the network ID. First find the network. So 12.0.0.0 class 8, that is your network ID, right? And if you go ahead with the number of zeros from the right to left from the host bits, so what you'll do, just a minute, guys.
ड्रोन से अटैक किया गया। अब सागर में एक स्लीपिंग जायंट अब जाग चुका है। रिसेंटली जिस तरीके से भारत के तट के करीब लगातार वेसल्स पे अटैक हुआ है, ड्रोन से अटैक किया।
Audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So just look at here, 12.0.0 /8. Okay, that is our network ID, and we have to make it 12 bits from the right to the left, 0. Okay, remaining bit we have to make it 1. So how do we do that? So first of all, just write the subnet mask like equal, right, for the class A. So there will be 8 bits 1 initially. And the rest of the bits will be 0, 0. Have to make it 12 bits 1. I mean, 0, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 from this octet and 4 from this octet. This one just make it what 6, right? A 0, and remaining bits just make it 1. So what value will get? 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. And here it will come again 1, 1. And this is the 0 values. Okay, so what is your new subnetted network subnet mask is, guys? What is the new subnet mask? The IDR value?
The ideal value is 20.
20, sir.
20. Very good. So 8 from this octet, 8 from this, 16 plus 4, 20. So 20 is our new CIDR value. Where you got the changes? In which octet?
Third octet.
Third octet.
Third
So
octet.
what is the decimal equivalent of this third octet?
240.
Very good. 240. Now calculate the magic number. 56 minus 240. Got the 16. So those who got the 16, that is the right value for the magic number. And now we have to go ahead with the subnet 0, 1, and so on that we have to calculate, right? So let's see, 16, from where you will start adding? Just tell me. I mean, suppose you are writing the subnet 0. Just think of it. Suppose you have written subnet 0 ID. So what is the subnet 0 ID? Can you tell me? Tell me the subnet.
12.12.0.0.
12.0.0.0/20.
20.
Very good. That is your subnet 0 ID. Now tell me, what is the subnet 1? Subnet 1 ID.
12.16.0.0.
So where you'll add 16? Will you add in the last,
Third
the
octet.
second, or the
12.
third?
Third octet.
Third octet.
Okay.
Okay. So just see, like whenever you're adding 16, just think of we have a requirement of how many hosts per network? Per
16.
network? No. Question is that how many
4,000.
requirement?
4,000.
4,000.
4,000.
So just think of it. Suppose I am adding 12 dot, like I'm writing the subnet 1 is like 12.16.0.0/20. Just think of it. We will start from the first octet, first two, it will goes up to, like we will write 1 here, then we'll move ahead with a 2, 3, 4, it will goes up to 255, right? And 25 will still not be, I mean 254 host you will configure from the last one, right? And it will be changed. Just see, like when I will write here 1, Suppose this is 0 my. Okay. When I write 1, again the value will be starting from 1 to it will goes up to 1 2 and it will go up to 254, right? So we will get it
Sir,
200.
255 it will go up till.
Yeah, that is 255, but 255 is not considered. No, here it will be considered. Okay.
Sir, it is the
Consider.
third last row.
Because when we'll go for the last one, I mean the last network when we'll reach that. Like suppose we have a 16. Just think of it. Like we have the value by 12 dot. Let it be 16 we have reached. So 15 dot, right? Okay. And then the last value is what? 255.255. Yes or no? So in this case, when we'll reach this value, so this one will be the broadcast address. That is our broadcast address. But before of that, whatever value you are using it, like suppose we have started from 1 to, we have reached at that 255. So this in this octet, last octet, we will not go ahead with that only 254 because 254, if you use that only one network ID, like the first one and the last one is starting from that 0 and 1. So there we can go ahead with the 255. That is our broadcast address. But our broadcast address will be the last ID only. In between, whatever IP we're configuring, that will be considered as a what? It's a usable IP for the host, right? So even you will type like 12 dot, just think of it. 12 dot, let it be 0 dot 1 dot 250, 255. Will it be any usable IP for the host? Yes or no? Can we configure to the host this IP?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Why? Tell me.
Sir, last octet has 255, so this will be broadcast address.
No, see, understand that broadcast address, whenever we are defining the broadcast address, so our network, has to be like, suppose I am telling that, my ID is, let it be 12 dot 0 dot, my first network ID is 12 dot 0 dot 0 dot 0. That is my, what is a network address for my subnetted network. Which subnetted network? 0, right? And the subnet 1 is, suppose I'm telling subnet 1 is 12 dot 16 dot 0 dot 0. Just think of it. My second subnet is 16 dot 0 dot 0 slash 20. So before of that, what IP is my before this subnet?
Yes, I got it.
What is the before that? Which is my subnet?
12.15.255.
12.15.255.255. So this ID is my what is a broadcast address before this network, not in between wherever you are finding 255. So it clear as a broadcast address. No, it is not like that. It is only in which case when you are using classful IP. When you are using classful IP, at that situation, generally, whenever we get the 255, we get that, okay, this is the broadcast address. Otherwise, what will happen, if you will start telling the broadcast address 255, so there will be so many broadcast address in same network. तुम्हारा तो देखो ये जो वैल्यू लिखोगे 12.15.0.255 लिखोगे, इसको भी बोलोगे ब्रॉडकास्ट एड्रेस। और ये नेटवर्क क्या है, मेरा जो नेटवर्क है वो सेम नेटवर्क के अंदर ही आ रहा है मेरा 12.60 सॉरी 12 या 12 what was the network ID I created 0 yeah this one 12.0.0.0 के अंदर ही ये जितने आईपी आ रहे हैं सब 12.0.0 नेटवर्क के अंदर आ रहे हैं। मेरा न्यू नेटवर्क स्टार्ट हुआ है 12.16.0.0 से, राइट? तो इससे पहले जितने भी आईपी हैं सब तो मेरे एक ही नेटवर्क के हैं, सबनेट 0 के ही हैं। तो मैं अगर 255 को हर बार ब्रॉडकास्ट कंसीडर करना शुरू कर दूं तो मेरा तो पहले लास्ट ऑक्टेट में भी एक ब्रॉडकास्ट एड्रेस आ जाएगा, थर्ड ऑक्टेट में भी एक ब्रॉडकास्ट एड्रेस आ जाएगा, सेकंड ऑक्टेट में तो नहीं आएगा, लेकिन मेरे पास बहुत दो ब्रॉडकास्ट एड्रेस आएंगे। और ये दो ही नहीं, ये तो एक आईडी पे 2 आया। मान लो यहाँ पे 1 चेंज करोगे, जब ये 1 होगा तो फिर से 255 तक जाएगा, फिर वहां पे भी एक ब्रॉडकास्ट आ जाएगा। जब ये 2 चेंज करोगे फिर ये वाला तो चीज चेंज होगा ना, 1 से 255 तक जाएगा, फिर से एक ब्रॉडकास्ट एड्रेस आ जाएगा। मतलब कितने सारे ब्रॉडकास्ट एड्रेस तुम्हारे क्रिएट हो जाएंगे। तो ऐसे नहीं होता है। ब्रॉडकास्ट एड्रेस जो होता है नेक्स्ट नेटवर्क जो तुम सबनेटेड बनाओगे नेटवर्क, उससे उससे पहले का जो लास्ट आईपी है दैट इज कंसिडर एज अ ब्रॉडकास्ट एड्रेस, ये ध्यान में रखना। तो यहाँ पे हमने जो लिखा है ना, जो जस्ट यू कैन सी 0 to 254 नहीं, ये 255 तक ये आईपी होस्ट को कॉन्फ़िगर हो सकता है। इस केस में भी वैसे ही जाएगा 255। लेकिन जब दोनों में मैं ले लूंगा 255, जब मैं ये लिख दूंगा सब 12.16, सॉरी व्हाट इज द वैल्यू 16 तो नेक्स्ट वाले में आएगा ना, 12 डॉट वाले 15 ले लेते हैं, 15.255.255 ये आईडी जब मैं अगर लिखता हूं तो उसको मैं बोलूंगा ये मेरा ब्रॉडकास्ट है, ये मेरा लास्ट आईपी है। हैव यू अंडरस्टूड एवरीबॉडी?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now the next question is that now you tell me what is the usable IP for the subnet 1 host ranges you have to write, and what will be the broadcast address of the subnet 1? Now tell me, calculate it and just reply in the chat. What is the question? Did you understand?
Sir.
What are the ranges of usable IP for the host of the subnet 1? And the next question is that what should be the broadcast address of subnet 1? Yet ask me, who is that?
Sir, I'm not clear about the magic number calculation.
Yeah, in the magic number, how we have to calculate. See, rest of the people just solve it, the questions. I'm just explaining about the magic number. Those who know that, I mean, you can go ahead with the next question, which I have given you. Those who don't know, again, focus here. Just see. So like whenever you're calculating magic number, you have to first check with that how many host is required. Like suppose we have requirement of 4,000 host in this question. So the formula you'll apply like 2 raised to the power n minus 2. If you have a requirement of network, so you have to apply the formula 2 raised to the power n only. Don't subtract 2 because they have updated with the new formulas. Okay. So you can write 2 raised to the power n, which is greater than equal to required network. Okay, so here in this question, it is required what only host. So 4,000 host is required. So what I did it, I have calculated the value of n. Like as we know that like in 2 raised to the power 10 is 1024. Okay, and we have a requirement of 4,000. So if we'll multiply by 4, 2 raised to the power 10 into 4, if we'll multiply, definitely we'll get it more than 4,000 and 4096, right? Because this value is 1024 and 2 raised to the power 2, which is 4, which is equal to 4096. So here the total n values is what? I mean 2 raised to the power 12. So if I'll get value of n is 12, so what I have to do, whatever ID is given, I mean whatever your network ID is given and whatever your subnet mask is given. So first of all, just write the binary form of your subnet mask. So I have written like it's a class AIP. So what is the subnet mask? 255.0.0.0. So in this case, 255 I have converted in the binary form, like 8 times 1 I have written here, and remaining bits is what? That these are the bits which is 000. In the next case, what you have to do, like we got that value of n is 12. So 12 bits from the right to the left. In the subnet mask, what we have written initially, from the right to the left 12 bit, just you have to make it 0 because we have a requirement of here host. If there will be a requirement of network, then you have to make it 1 from the left to right? But here is a requirement of 0. So from the right to left, whatever the subnet mask which you have written here in the binary form, you have to make it that much of 0 fix. So I have to fix it how many zeros? So I got the n values is 12. So if I got the value of n is 12, so 12 bits I have to make it fixed. So 1, 2, 3, 8 bits from the last octet and 4 bits from the third octet. So total it is 12 bit, that is fixed. That I cannot change, that is the zeros, I have fixed it. Remaining bits just you have to make it what? That's a 1, right? So how many bits I have to make it 1? Remaining bits like first octet it was already 1 1. Second octet you have to make it 1 1. And in the third octet 4 bits are 0. So remaining bits will be 1. I mean 4 bits will be 1. So total, just see here what values in which octet the value is what it has been changed. not as a fixed values. We can say that's a change value. So change values change values start like you can say that like where it's a value like 0, 1, that kind of value. If wherever you will find, that is a change values. In which octet you got the change values? The change values where you will got? We got in the third octet. Just look at here, because in the third octet there are some zeros, some 1, right? 4 1, 4 zeros are there. So you have to convert this change value in the where? In the decimal equivalent. So now when you write the 2 raised to the power 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? So when you multiply with 1, 1, 1, these values here, like 2 raised to the power 7 into 1, you will calculate, then 2 raised to the power 6 into 1 plus 2 raised to the power 5 into 1, then plus 2 raised to the power 4 into 1. If you calculate, what you'll get? Here is 128 plus 64 plus 32 plus again 16. If you add it, this value is what you'll get it like 240. Okay. So if you got 240, so 240 is the value which is which comes from the change octet. Okay, I mean third octet you're having the change values like 1 and 0 combinations. 240 we got. Now the magic number formula is like 256 minus change value, wherever you get the changes. Like 240 is the what the change value, so we will write it 240. Now subtract it, what you'll get? 16. So 16 is our magic number, and this 16 you have to add in each and every subnetted network. Like suppose I have got subnet 0. Subnet 0 is the given ID. Whatever network which will be given in your question, that is directly you can write as a subnet 0. So after this, where you will add like here you can see 12.0.0.0. So if you'll add 16 this side in this second octet, so you will get it what? 12.16.0.0. Like someone is adding, suppose in this third octet 16. This octet they are keeping it fixed. So as you know that, right? So here our value is what? We are using slash what? It's at 20. Just think of it. So here if you'll use the slash 20, 20 is what? That is our new network ID, right? So whenever you will create a different network, so you have to change in the network bit. Remember this, because as you know that from the beginning of the classes, like whenever we require a different network, so we have to change the network bits. If you require a different host, so you have to change the host bit. So slash 20 bits are the network bits. So if I make changes anywhere in the network bits, so different network will be formed. So here if I change in the second octet, so second octet is what? Is coming under out of 16 bits only. The second octet remaining 8 bits after 8 bits from the first octet. So like 16 bits, under the 16 bit if you make change, definitely different network will form, because here is slash 20 till 20th bit. If anywhere you are changing, even you are changing in the third octet, right? If you change in the third octet, also there is a chances like you can form the different networks. But our criteria is 4000 subnet we have to create per network. So accordingly, we have gone through that changing in the third octet so that we can fulfill our requirement. Because if you change in the third octet, so in each and every section, you will get so many IPs, around more than 1000 IPs. You will get it from the each and every changes values, like from 0, 1, 2. If you'll go ahead with it, just think of, if you'll start from 0, if you'll change to 1, again here it will start like 0, 1, 2, 3, it will goes up to 255, right? Like that way. Like here again it changes 2, then again it will start from 0, 1, it will goes up to 255. Like that way, like so many IP you can configure from this. Did you understand who has asked this question? Have you understood about magic number?
Yes, sir. That means the changes in second octet will not be considered.
Second
The
octet?
Yeah, like
No,
all the zeros were converted to one, that won't be considered.
no, because see, if you consider, just think of it. If you consider the second octet changes, right? So in this case, what will happen? Like second octet, what value you got? 255.
Yes, sir.
So 255 you got from the second octet, and if you subtract from 256, what value you get? 1 only. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So if you're subtracting 256 minus 255, you get the 1. And 1 is what basically? 1, if we'll add 1 in each and every subnet, so will you get the 4,000 your number of hosts per subnet? Just think of it. Just check it. I mean, if you write subnet 0 and subnet 1, if you write it there like 0 and then you just convert to 1 and check it in between how many hosts you can configure. I mean, how many usable IP are available for the host? Are you getting that 4,000 or maybe more than that 4,000 or less than that? So if you'll go ahead with a less than 4,000, so your requirement is not fulfilled. So there is no meaning of using the changes value in the second octet, because if you go ahead with the third octet, there will be a more chances, because 16 block size means what? Whenever you will write the first ID and will go for the second subnet, in between 16 gaps are there. 16 gap means what? In each gap you can configure to 255. Just think of it, 255 what? Host in each and every gaps, right? So just multiply by 16. Just think of it. 255 into 16. How much you are getting? Just tell me the answer.
Right.
करो multiply करो. 6 5s are how much? 30. 6 5s like 30.
4080.
So 33. You get 12. This one is the 5. This is your 5. This one is 2. Right? So 8 7 3. Now look at here. So we are getting the values like what? 3780. This is just about that. Just think of it. Just about what I have used only for one cases. Like if I'll go ahead with that like 0. So just see 0 after 0 when it
Sir,
starts.
4080 आ रहा है इसका.
Sorry.
सर मल्टीप्लिकेशन का आंसर 4080 है.
4 6 5 30 3 30 33 3 12 15. Yeah. So I have typed. Okay. So 15 and here is 5 and this is what 2. So what will get 0 8. This is your 10 1 2 plus 1 is what? Is a 3 and so this value is 4. So 4080. Just think of it. 4080 is what we have got. How many host is required for network? Just think of it. 4,000, right? So we have a requirement of 4,000 in each what? In each subnetted network. And what we are getting here? 4,080. So 4,080. So in each and every cases, we have 80, hosts which are not going to be configured. We have requirement on only 4,000. So 80 IP is only going to be wastage. But just think of if you're using class A IP, right? If you use that class A IP, so in this case, you can configure how many hosts from the class A. Just think of it. What is the value? Class A, how many hosts you can configure? 2 raised to the power 24 minus what?
1.
2 raised to the power 24 minus 1 or 2?
20. Minus 2.
Minus 2. So if you'll get this value 2 raised to the power 24 minus 2, that much of host you can configure. Now just think of it. So just calculate these values in decimal equivalent and tell me the result. So 2 raised to the power 24. So 2 raised to the power 10 into 2 raised to the power 10 and 2 raised to the power 4, right? So it will become 10 10 20 plus 24, right? So here if we convert this value 1024, this is also 1024 into 2 raised to the power 16. So this one will become what? 16, right? 2 raised to the power 4, that is 16. Now multiply this value, what you are getting. इसको multiply करो.
16777. 16777 to 14.
16
777 to 14.
777 to 14.
Yes, sir.
सर वो माइनस करने के बाद 214 होगा.
हाँ चलो ठीक है, मैं माइनस भी लिख देता हूँ. 214. ओके. Now look at here. So that much of IP you can configure from the class A. I mean, each subnetted network from the class A IP. Just think of it. And here, when we have, calculated using that subnetting concept, and we got like, 4080, that much of what only IP for the host. So we have saved that so many IPs. Just think of it. Here only 80's IP are only getting wastage, but here just think of it. We have requirement 4000, and you'll use different what class A networks. So you will be going to waste so many IP, more than lakhs or course of IP. Just if you calculate once 10,000, 10,000, then lakhs, 10 lakhs, then crore, and 10 crore. I mean, just think of it. More than crores of IP that you are going to be wasted in these situations. So that's why we are using the subnetting concept. That is the reason. And as per our requirement 4000, we have fulfilled that. Only simple 80 IP is not a big deal. I mean, it's a very few numbers of IP is going to be wasted. Understood?
Yes, sir. Clear now.
Sir,
Okay. Yeah, tell me.
sir, I am having problem in understanding which octet are we assigning are we incrementing the number to?
Which octet? We are increasing in the second octet, na? We are changing it.
No, sir, we will increase in the third octet because we found magic
That
number
is
there.
what I'm confused, whether we're increasing second or third.
Okay.
Same, sir.
You are confused.
Sir.
Just wait. Getting in confused in where? Like, suppose we have it. Okay, just let me see here. Suppose we have used the subnet. Just look at this. Subnet 0. So subnet 0, what is the IP? Tell me. 12 dot
0.0.0/20.
slash 20, right? So 20, just think of it. 20 is my what? Is the network ID. I mean, sorry, CIDR value. This is my CIDR values, and 20 bits are. यहाँ देखो यहाँ पे जब confusion अगर हो रहे हैं, so what you can understand about what you can do the logic like, if we have used the network bits is 20, so if you make changes in the network bits, it means that what you'll get that different networks. If you change the network bits, that is the concept from the beginning of that, we know that, right? So here the 20 bits are the network bits. If I need the different networks, subnetted networks, I have to change in the network bits. Got it? So suppose I'm going for the next IP. Just think of it like subnet 1, let it be. Okay, so if I'll write the IP like in the subnet 1, 12 dot, just think of it. If I'll write here 16.0.0, or some people are saying that suppose it should be like 12.0.16.0, right? That is your your question, right? 16.0.0, third octet you are making changes. So just look at here. If you'll change here in the second octet, change in the second octet, also the network bit is changed. Okay, 1612.16.0.0, because we are changing the next network bits. Why? Because till 24 bits, it is starting from 8 bits here and 8 bits here, and here also there will be a 4 bits. 8, 8, 16 plus 4 bits in this octet, right? So just think of it. If you'll go ahead with that, in this octet, if you'll changes, also we'll get the different network. I mean, subnetted network. Even changing the second octet, and if someone is changing a third octet, also will get the different network. I mean, different subnet network. But the question is that in which condition you'll change so that you'll achieve the 4,000 minimum 4,000 IPs for the host. That is our requirement actually, right? So just think of, suppose I am changing in the third octet. Just look at here. So just look at a subnet 0, 12.0.0/20, and my next IP is subnet 1, 12.0.16.0/20, right? Just think of it. So can I achieve that 4,000? Just try to check that. Let's see. Suppose I have
But sir,
yeah, tell me whatever.
But say if we increase in the third octet after 16, we are utilizing more than 20 bits. So new network, how is it being created?
That I'm coming to that. Just wait. If you'll use the 16 na, so also just see the last values. If you'll use that, 16, just look at here. Here is what we have used. How many bits? 8 bits in this side. Here also you have used 8 bits, right? And in this octet we have 4 bits na. We have how many bits? Because we require 20 bits.
Yes, sir.
So 4 bits coming from this octet as well na. Third octet. So if you change in the third octet of the starting, just look at here. Here we have total 8 bits. Out of 8 bits, 4 bits are the network bits. Network bits in the sense of like 1 1 1 1 0 0 0. So till this values, right? So that is what it's a consider as a before of this, like 888 you have written, and then again another octet 888 you have written. I mean, sorry, 88 in the sense of like 88 bits you have written, right? 111. This is also 111. So 8 bits here, 8 bits here, and 4 bits coming from this. So remaining bits, like 4 bits, if you make changes in this bit, definitely you'll get the different networks, because here 4 bits also coming from the third octet. So if you'll write 16 here, just think of it, how many hosts you can configure, because we have requirement of 4,000 hosts. Just try to figure out how many hosts you can configure if you change in a third octet. Just tell me, guys. Calculate karo.
Sir, 4094.
40
94.
40994 you are getting. Okay, so what value have you started? Just see here. Like suppose you have, maybe you have started from like 12 dot, the first IP what you have written, 12 dot
12.0.0.1.
that is your first IP. Then you might be,
Yes,
you have
sir.
written like this is where 1. See, 12.0.0.1. Okay. Second
Yes,
IP
sir.
is 2 3, and it has gone up to 255. So how many hosts you can configure? 255 till now. Just forget about the condition like broadcast and all. Till now, I'm overall calculation I'm doing it. Later on, we'll
Yes,
subtract
sir.
the broadcasting part. Okay. Now just see, when you will start with the second values, just look at here. Second value means what? Then again, it will go ahead with the 12.0 dot 12.0 dot. Then it will be
1 dot.
1.0. Then 1
Yes.
dot 2, 1.3. It will go up to what? 255. Yes or no? So here also
Yes,
you'll
sir.
get it. How many IPs? 255. अरे इस केस में भी तुमको 255 मिलेगा ना. अब
हाँ
देखो
सर.
अब इसके बाद वाले में चेक करो. 12.0 डॉट जस्ट सी. अब 1 को चेंज कर दिया हमने, 2 कर देते. 2 के बाद 0 स्टार्ट होगा. 0 1 2 3 अप टू 255. कितने आईपी यहाँ फिर से मिले? 255 केसेस. तो ऐसे कर करके मैं अगर यहाँ पे कहाँ तक पहुंच सकता हूँ? मान लो तुम लोग बोल रहे 16 डॉट लिखने के लिए, राइट? तो 16 मतलब मैं 15
सर
तक जा सकता हूँ.
15 तक जा सकते हैं.
15 तक जा सकता हूँ मैं 255, और इससे पहले 0 ही रखना पड़ेगा मुझे. मैं चेंज इधर नहीं कर रहा. तो मैं जब 1 से स्टार्ट किया, 1 से मेरे को मिला 255. 2 में गया, सॉरी 0 से स्टार्ट किया था ना मैंने, राइट? 0 से किया था, 0 से किया था. चलो 0 से किया था, मेरे को मिला था 255. जस्ट सी हियर. हाँ, लुक एट हियर. 0 से किया था 255, 1 से किया 255. ठीक है. फिर मैंने 2 से किया, फिर से मिला 255. ऐसे कर करके मैंने कहाँ तक गया? 16 अगर मैं स्टार्ट कर रहा हूँ, एक मिनट. जस्ट सी, कैन यू सी द स्क्रीन, राइट?
Yes.
या. सो मैं कहाँ तक जाऊंगा अभी? ऐसे करते करते 15 तक गया सपोज. तो 15 जब रीच किया 255, तो मेरे पास जो वैल्यूज आए हैं वो 0 से 15 तक रीच किया मेरे को वैल्यूज, राइट? तो 0 से 15 मतलब टोटल कितने वैल्यूज हुई है? 16 वैल्यूज. मतलब 255 हमारे पास हर एक सेट में 255 आईपी मिल रहा है. और मैं कहाँ तक गया? मैं लास्ट वैल्यू 15 तक यूज किया हूँ. तो टोटल मेरे पास 0 to 15 16 वैल्यूज हैं. 16 वैल्यू में हर सेट में 255 मिल रहा है. तो मैथमेटिक्स सिंपल, इंटू कर दो 16 से. 16 से इसको इंटू किए थे हम लोग, तो कितना वैल्यूज आया था? ये
4080.
हाँ 4080. तो 40 लेट इट बी 80, राइट? ये वैल्यूज हम लोग को मिला था, राइट? तो ये जो 4080 है, मेरे को रिक्वायरमेंट था 4000 आईपी का और 4080 मिल गया। तो मुझे अगला जो ऑक्टेट में अगर चेंज करता तो ये वैल्यू जो है तुम्हारा 12 डॉट, मेरा जो सबनेट 1 होगा, सबनेट 1 जो होगा उसका आईडी क्या होगा फिर 12.0.16 कर दो, 0.0.16.0 स्लैश क्या 20 करेंगे आप, क्योंकि मेरे को 4000 मिला। अगर मैं सेकेंड ऑक्टेट को चेंज करता, जस्ट सोचो सेकेंड ऑक्टेट को चेंज करता तो मेरे वो भी सही था, बट द थिंग इज दैट व्हाट प्रॉब्लम होता है यहाँ पे वेस्टेज ज्यादा हो जाता है आईपी का। अगर किसी ने सेकेंड ऑक्टेट को चेंज, बेस्ट अगर आंसर अगर बोला जाए तो दैट इज योर 12.0.16.0 होना चाहिए, क्योंकि हमारे पास आईपी जो टोटल अभी पूरा कैलकुलेशन हमने करके देख भी लिया कि कितने आईपी मेरे को मिल रहे हैं। तो 4080 आईपी मुझे मिल रहा है किससे, मेरा जो सबनेट 0 है, और हर सबनेट से इतना मिलने वाला है 4080 आईपी जो है ना, हर एक सबनेट जिसमें ब्लॉक साइज तुम 16 ऐड करोगे, जैसे मैं अगर ऐड करता हूँ सबनेट 2 के लिए 12.0. मैं यहाँ पे डालूंगा 32.0/20। अब इसके बीच में भी मेरे को मिलेंगे 4080 आईपी, इतने 4080 आईपी जो है मेरे को यहाँ पे भी मिलने वाला है। लेकिन मैं अगर अगर सेकेंड थर्ड ऑक्टेट सेकेंड में चेंज कर देता, जस्ट सी हियर 12. लेट इट बी 16.0.0/20 अगर मैं करता तो यहाँ पे बहुत ही ज्यादा आईपी यहाँ पे वेस्टेज होता, आईपी मिल तो जाता, नेटवर्क भी फॉर्म हो जाता, क्योंकि मैं नेटवर्क बिट में चेंज कर रहा हूँ। चेंजिंग इन द सेकेंड ऑक्टेट थर्ड ऑक्टेट, दैट इज व्हाट इज अ चेंजिंग द नेटवर्क, right? So it means that whenever we are changing, so you have to also check that how many host is required. On that basis you have to change, because this time some people get confused over there. Like suppose someone is changing in the second octet, someone is changing in the third octet. So you have to check how I have checked it here. Suppose I am also confused, you are also confused, everybody confused, but this logic is not going to be confused. Remember this. This is the mathematically how you can check that how many IP you can configure in each and every
Sir.
section. This is the way
Sir.
that you can verify that whether you are right or wrong. Yeah, tell me.
Sir, I have one question. Why is it not 256 for 1 to 214,
Sorry.
where you have calculated the host per subnet?
Uh-huh.
Why is it not 256 for 1 to up to 14?
Up to 14.
Yes, sir. Because we are not reserving one for IP address for broadcasting.
So last
Uh,
is just we are removing that, na? The last IP, see, suppose subnet 0 is this. Just look at here. Subnet 0 I have written 12.0.0.0/20. That is subnet 0. When I am writing to 12.0.16.0/20, and before that, what is the IP? 12.0.15.255. That is my last IP. Yes or no? That will be my
Yes, sir.
last IP for before
Yes,
this
sir.
next subnet. So that is my broadcast address. That one we can remove. तो जो 4080 आ रहा है ना, उसमें से एक माइनस कर दो, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है। Got it? तो इतना आईपी जो है तुम्हारा 256 नहीं ले सकते ना, 256 देखो। अच्छा, तुम्हारा क्वेश्चन था 256 क्यों नहीं ले रहे, why you are not taking 256 here, right? That question was here ना, right?
Yes, sir. सर जैसे 256 into 16 करके फिर उसमें से अगर ब्रॉडकास्ट और फर्स्ट वाला माइनस करें, ऐसा नहीं कर सकते?
तब तुम बोल रही है कि 0 से स्टार्ट किए
यस सर।
255 तक यूज किए, तो टोटल आईपी हमारा जो है वो हो गया 256 हो गया।
यस सर।
इनटू हम लोग कितना लिया, 16 लिए है, इनटू
यस सर।
16। ओके, और उसके बाद
-2
लास्ट में -2 हाँ। ये एक्चुअली देखो, मैं तो रफ कैलकुलेशन किया था, एक्चुअली मैं बस चेक कर रहा था कि आईपी जो है 4000 से ज्यादा आ रहा है नहीं। अगर मैं 255 जस्ट थिंक यार 255 into 16 किया मैं, और 256 into 16 तुम कर रहे हो, तो ऑब्वियसली 255 into 16 जो करने से जो वैल्यूज आ रहा है, सपोज 4080 आ रहा है, तो ये वैल्यू तो उससे ज्यादा ही आएगा ना, कम तो नहीं आएगा ना। मेरा रिक्वायरमेंट है 4000 से कम नहीं होना चाहिए, क्योंकि मेरा रिक्वायरमेंट है 4000 पर होस्ट, राइट? तो वो मैं रफ कैलकुलेशन किया। लेकिन अगर तुम्हारा जो क्वेश्चन है, जो अगर लॉजिकली देखा जाए, अगर मेरे को कोई पूछे कि टोटल कितना आईपी आपका हो रहा है पर सबनेटेड नेटवर्क, तो मेरा एग्जैक्ट जो आंसर जो होगा वो कैसे करना होगा, जैसे मेरे को आईपी स्टार्ट हुआ 0 से 255, टोटल आईपी मेरे को मिला है 256 आईपी, हर सबनेटेड मतलब सेट में मिल रहा है। मेरे को मिला है कितना टोटल सेक्शन 0 से 15, 0 से 15 में मेरे को मिला टोटल 16, तो 16 से इंटू किया मैं, कितना आ रहा है वैल्यूज कैलकुलेट करो बताओ मुझे। टोटल 6 जा कितना हुआ 36, 3 बचा 30, 33, फिर 3 बचा 6 2 जा 12 प्लस 3 15 हो गया, ये हुआ 6 5
सर
और ये हुआ 2
4256
6, ये 9 0 एंड ये हो गया 4 4096 4096
4256
4256 अरे एक मिनट
yes
सिर्फ
oh sir no sir no sir
4096.
you're right
4096
4096
yes sir 4096
ठीक है 4096 ओके। तो जब 4096 जो ये आ रहा है, मेरा स्क्रीन दिख रहा है क्या तुम लोग को?
Yes.
बीच में एक्चुअली ये हो रहा है
yes sir
स्टॉप, ओके ठीक है। 4096 माइनस हम लोग क्या करेंगे, नेटवर्क आईडी को सबट्रैक्ट कर दे। जो पहला मेरा नेटवर्क था, मैं जीरो को भी कैलकुलेट इसमें कर रहा हूँ, अगर जीरो से मैं 55 ले रहा हूँ तो मैंने जीरो को भी ऐड कर दिया है और लास्ट वाले ब्रॉडकास्ट को भी ऐड किया है, तो मैं 2 माइनस कर देता हूँ। 2 माइनस किया तो 4094 जो है, इतने आईपी मेरे को मिले हैं होस्ट के लिए, जो कि 4000 से ज्यादा है। अब जो ये आईपी जो है, इसमें अगर कोई पूछता है कितना आईपी तुम वेस्ट कर रहे हो, इस सबनेटेड नेटवर्क जब क्रिएट किए, if someone interviewer will ask you how many IP got wasted, so what your answer?
94
94 IP were wasted, तो एग्जैक्ट वैल्यूज 94 होगा। वो तो रफ कैलकुलेशन मैंने किया था कि 4000 से मेरे को ज्यादा चाहिए था, so that's why I have used like 55. But if in the question if it asks the exact values, like how many total IP you have wasted and what are the usable IP, not rough calculation, we need the exact values, then you have to go ahead with that one. Okay, I hope it's clear to all. Ma'am is waiting for your class.
सर जस्ट लास्ट थिंग,
Just
मतलब जिस ऑक्टेट से मैजिक नंबर मिल रहा है उसी ऑक्टेट में हम लोग चेंज करेंगे।
yeah, tell me now. Yeah,
हाँ, आई आस्क्ड जिस ऑक्टेट से मैजिक नंबर मिल रहा है उसी ऑक्टेट में हम लोग चेंज करते रहेंगे आगे जाके
हाँ
फॉर न्यू सबनेट्स।
जनरली उसी ऑक्टेट में चेंज करने से होता है, लेकिन अगर तुमको किसी क्वेश्चन में ऐसा लगा कि नहीं, कि लग रहा है कि मेरे जो रिक्वायरमेंट है 5000 होस्ट का रिक्वायरमेंट है, अब सोचो तुम लोग ऐसे देखो, अगर मेरे को 5000 होस्ट का रिक्वायरमेंट रहता तो ये जो मैंने जो सेकेंड ऑक्टेट में चेंज किया है, क्या उससे होता? क्या नहीं होता, लेकिन उसके लिए फिर हमारा वैल्यू भी चेंज होता। अगर मैं बोल देता ना इसी क्वेश्चन में, तुम लोग को बोलता कि आपको जो है रिक्वायरमेंट ऑफ होस्ट जो है वो 5000 है, ठीक है, तो अब कैलकुलेशन तुम्हारा चेंज होगा। देखो 5000 जब करोगे तो फिर n का वैल्यू निकलेगा अलग, n 2 raised to the power n minus 2 if you subtract greater than equal to 5000. Just tell me the n values in this situation. What is the n value?
तो 13
तो 1024 दैट इज 10 हो गया ये, फिर कितना इंटू करेंगे? हमारे को चाहिए 5000, तो 4 करने से तो कम ही हो जाएगा, 5 आई मीन अगला वैल्यू तो 3 ही ले सकते हैं, तो 2 तो होगा नहीं, 3 तो 13, तो 8 हो जाएगा इंटू आई मीन 13। सो अगर n वैल्यू 13 है तो आप 13 को चेंज करो, 13 बिट्स जो है तुम लोग जीरो करो, फिर कौन सा ऑक्टेट में जाएगा जस्ट चेक करो, तुम्हारा फिर से थर्ड ऑक्टेट में जाएगा।
Sir,
Yes or
then
no?
every
Yes.
time we need to compare and see where the less wastage IP is taking place, and accordingly we will take, right?
यस तो वो चेक करना पड़ेगा, इसलिए मैं पूरा डेप्थ में तुम लोग को समझा दिया। तो ये बुक वगैरह का यहाँ पे कॉन्सेप्ट काम नहीं आएगा, यहाँ पे पूरा दिमाग यूज करना है और हर सेक्शन में देखना है कि कितने कितने आईपी तुम बना पा रहे हो। ये लॉन्ग क्वेश्चन है, ये पूरा सिनेरियो बेस्ड। एक बार एक क्वेश्चन दे दिया इंटरव्यू, तुमको 15 मिनट तुमको वेट करेगा वो आंसर के लिए। ये नहीं कि फटाफट आंसर बोल दिए सब गलत सलत बता दिए, ऐसा नहीं करना है। टाइम लो, उसको कैलकुलेट करो, क्योंकि सिस्को का इंटरव्यू 1.5-2 घंटा भी चला है बहुत सारे बच्चों का टेक्निकल इंटरव्यू। एक बच्चों का 1.5 से 2 घंटे इंटरव्यू हुआ है टेक्निकल इंटरव्यू, याद रखना। तो ऐसे ऐसे सिनेरियो बेस्ड क्वेश्चन डाल के वो लोग, तुम ऐसे उनको नहीं चाहिए कि तुम जल्दी आंसर करो और गलत करो, उनको चाहिए तुम टाइम लो, ठीक है, तुम्हारा नॉलेज कितना है, कितना डेप्थ में उस चीजों को कॉन्सेप्ट को समझे हो। तो उस चीज को तुमको केयरफुली देखना पड़ेगा कि आप कितने कौन सा होस्ट में कहाँ पे चेंज करोगे। वहां पे कैलकुलेशन में देखो कि कितने कितने आईपी बन रहे हैं। ये नहीं कि सेकंड और में चेंज, हर बार सेकंड में रट्टा मार लिए, अरे चेंज हो रहा है थर्ड ऑक्टेट में, थर्ड में ही हर बार मैं ऐड करते जा रहा हूँ ब्लॉक साइज। ऐसा नहीं है, तुमको चेक करना पड़ेगा कि कितने हमारे होस्ट के रिक्वायरमेंट पड़ रहे हैं। उस होस्ट के रिक्वायरमेंट के बेसिस पे तुमको सेकंड नहीं तो थर्ड में चेंज करना पड़ेगा, अगर नहीं फुलफिल हुआ तो। आई होप इट्स क्लियर टू ऑल। तो
मतलब सर कम वेस्टेज जहाँ हो रहा है उधर देख के हम चेंज करेंगे।
हाँ, वो रिक्वायरमेंट को देख के करना है, ठीक है। Okay, so remaining we'll see in the next class. I will give you just write it down 2 questions that you will include in the previous. Write that question like 10 dot 10 dot 10 dot 10 slash 8. Required host is equal to 500. sorry 500 नहीं, ज्यादा करो, 5000 करो, क्योंकि ये क्लास ए है ना, तो इसमें ज्यादा होस्ट कॉन्फ़िगर कर सकते हो। फिर नेक्स्ट में लिखो 15.15.15.15/8 और यहाँ रिक्वायर्ड होस्ट जो है, रिक्वायर्ड होस्ट इज इक्वल टू 10,000। ठीक है, इसका सबनेटिंग तुम लोग करके लाना। पिछला क्लास का क्वेश्चन और ये वाला क्वेश्चन मैं दोनों एक
सर
साथ करवा
लास्ट वाला रिक्वायर्ड हो 10,000 बोला आपने।
हाँ, लास्ट 10,000।
सर
Okay.
लास्ट एग्जांपल का स्लाइड एक बार फिर से दिखा सकते हैं
क्या
जहाँ आपने सॉल्यूशन किया था?
सोल्यूशन?
यस सर।
ये पता नहीं क्यों ये इसका सही से इस नहीं रहा है। 1 मिनट रुको। ये तो है बट आई डोंट थिंक इट्स प्रॉपर्ली विजिबल। इज इट विजिबल?
यस सर,
Check
इट
it.
इज विजिबल।
Okay, can take the screenshot.
यस सर, इट्स टेकन। थैंक यू।
Okay, so we'll see you in next class. Your ma'am is waiting for your class, so everybody be there in the meeting, don't leave.
Good morning to all of you. So, am I audible to all?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, let us start the session without wasting any time because we need to close at 8:30, as because some of the students do have their physical internships and all. Okay. So, is the screen is visible to all?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So when we are talking about the data maintenance, so this point of time also we will be talking about how to maintain the data, including the we will be mainly focus about their privacy, the concern of security and all. So in this data maintenance, so there is a topic that is what is encryption. So encryption is what? Encryption is basically one process, or we can say a technique or a process of conversion of information into some other format in which the unauthorized party cannot able to read. So it does not mean that suppose any person or any third person who will be having the by illegal way or by unauthorizedly they are able to get the password or the secret key, so they can get into your laptop, but unless and until they don't have the pass key or the secret key to decrypt the data, they cannot able to get it into the original format where they can able to read it. Clear? So this is how the thing is. It does not mean that the encrypted means nobody will able to access my laptop. But yes, the person can able to access the laptop if he or she will have the particular passwords or something like that, which will able to crack that particular operating system, and they can able to see the files and all. But if they don't have the particular key or the pass key or the secret key to decrypt that data, so they cannot get its original format. Rather, they will be getting the format in which they cannot able to understand the particular sentence. Okay. So this is how that it basically does what? It prevents an unauthorized person from viewing or accessing the content that you have encrypted it. Okay. Now let us go for this one. So this is how we will be doing your encryption how you will be doing encrypt your data. So first, there are certain steps, 5 steps has been mentioned here. So in this, what will happen? The step 1, you need to select one or more file or folders that you want to encrypt. Then you need to click upon the option called properties. Then you need to check out the advanced option. Then you need to select the encrypt content to secure your particular data or the information. Then you need to click on the checkbox of encrypt content to secure data. Then after, you can see that the files and the folders that have been encrypted with EFS were displayed in a green one. So in this one, you can see that the files or the folders is basically got encrypted. The next is when you are talking about the backing up of your data. So there are basically 3 methods. So we can say that the 3 storage location has been mentioned. So in this one, one is your home network. So basically, in a home network, you are basically storing your data in locally. You are basically storing this data. You don't have any other control of that one. In case of your secondary location or secondary backup data, so you'll be basically putting or importing or exporting your particular data in the CD, DVD format or tabs or something, pen drives or something like that. But when you will be talking about the cloud technology or cloud storage devices, so there it comes the AWS platform where we need to pay certain amount of money to get additional services to get this type of backup. This also provides your backup, and also it will give you the access to your accounts. And the main benefit of cloud service is that it safeguards your particular storage by even if the device got failure or some situations has happened where the data got kept out, or some situations where the data failure might be happening. So from that also, that will give you the plus point that you cannot get any kind of error in your data save. The next is how you delete this data permanently. So these are basically one we can say that documented way is there. So you can just read it and you can understand this one. No need of explanation that how we will be deleting all these things. Okay. Next, who owns your data? Means who is the admin, who is the owner of the data that you are saving or putting into the any shared folder or something like that. So in this case, so the users which have the rights, means the permissions, and are and do have the responsibility, they can have total ownership of that particular account or the data. So they do have the permission of modifications and anything they want to do. Okay, so in this case, what will happen? The service provider which provides this kind of service will collect and use the information that you have already you will be sharing. So in this one, the privacy settings also allow you to control that who will be the person, who is the user can able to see a particular informations, particular data, who can access your particular informations or the data or the profile or the account. So these are basically what the security policies that comes from the company side to securify your data. Whether you are using AWS platform, whether you are using any other platform. So these are certain sort of policies, protocols that company provides to secure your data. The next is what are you agreeing to? So when, for example, you have created any account, so that period of times you need to check mark this particular terms and conditions based on the company's criteria. So now next question is why we really do know what we are signing off. Okay, so we should know that what are the things that we are turning off. So before signing off, so let us see that what are the factors that basically we are checking it into. So first thing you need to consider before you are signing off up for an online service. Next, you have to read whenever you are doing any kind of checkbox or check mark in the terms and condition, go through the terms and conditions. So these are basically suggestions. I know that many of you are knowing. So you need to read the terms and conditions of the services that you are going to check mark. Next, what are basically your rights? Means what are the plus point, the rights you will be getting regarding your data. The next is, can you get the copy of the data that you are saving or not? The next is, can the provider do with the data you upload? What can the provider do with the data? Do they need to have a separate base copy, which is they will be uploading that particular copy in the any social media sites or something like that? Will that data that you are saving, but I mean you are trusting on any particular company and you are saving that one, is that data is like used in any other platform? So those things you need to understand. The next is, what happens to your information when you close your account? So these are the certain things that you need to know before you are signing up any terms and condition, or we can say the agreements. The next is your safeguarding your online privacy. So when you know that nowadays cyber attacks are common threats that is happening day by day. So there are basically certain factors that is two-factor authentication that we use to give it, right? The first is your username and password, or we can say that the PIN that you are giving, and the two-factor authentication requires what? A second token to verify your identity. Like you can give, like if you have given your password or PIN, then also they will require that the from the mobile phone you need to click it yes or no whether you have login or log out. So everybody nowadays when you are logging in into your Gmail account, so I think that most of you do have the two-factor authentication. Now what does this two-factor authentication gives? So basically it adds an extra layer of security for your account login, whether you are doing email account login, whether you are doing any kind of login into your device or something like that, the credit cards, the mobile phone or anything like that. So either of the way, like biometric scan also you can do, or the facial or voice recognition. So these are what the two-factor authentication. Even if you are giving the passwords or the PIN, so you can give an extra layer of security. So this gives one extra layer of security to your particular platforms that you are accessing. The next is open authorization, that is also known as OOUTH. It is basically what? It is an open standard protocol that basically allow you to use your credentials to access the third party applications without giving your or sharing your passwords. Okay, so for example, you are looking forward to register for cybersecurity essential. So what will happen? The next course in this series will help you to develop your career, but you must be logged into the e-learning portal to do so. So for that you cannot remember your login details. Okay, so for that also portal will allow you to log in using your credentials, like your social media websites or the Facebook or via any other Google account. So instead of having rest of your login details, so you can easily get into the e-learning portal by using this kind of social media accounts or any registered any other registered Google account or something like that. So that is what that it does not need your password. So from any other way you can log in into that. Now next is your video don't get spoofed. So this is basically what it is, a simple forget or the spoofed email that basically leads to your massive data breach, and that perhaps cause your irresponsible damage to your reputations, like your data or the video that you have created. So might be the content or some editing part has been done which basically mislead the original information to some other another deframing information. So in that case what will happen? Definitely you will be losing your reputation, and similarly the organization where you are working also, that reputation will also get sacrificed. Now, when you will be talking about your safeguarding your online privacy based on your email or some web browsing privacy, so that time what you need to have this, the problem that we are basically can be minimized by using your in private mode browsing on your web, like for example, incognito mode or something like that. So what will happen? So many of us use the browsers which have their private name mode. For example, Microsoft Internet. So these are the things, it has been written already. So you can just check it out. The next is, how does basically the private mode work? So when private mode is enabled or the cookies, so what will happen? The files that you have saved to your particular devices, okay, to indicate, it will basically indicate what are the sites that you have visited. So in that one, when you will put it on your private mode, so it will not check out your cookies, or we can say that the website that you have already visited or whatever you have saved, that will be get disabled. Means the tracking, the registry maintain will be get disconnected. Okay, so therefore what will happen? Remove any temporary internet files, delete your browsing history whenever you are closing your windows or program. So that does what? It basically prevents the others, means third party, together or collect your information about your online activities, and that's something you are doing. So in that sense, what will happen? The target ads or somebody will try not get any sense of idea. So even if in the private browsing option, then also even if the private browsing option is enabled and keys are disabled, but the companies are constantly developing some new ways to get the fingerprints of your users to track their online behavior, online platforms where they are using, at what time they are surfing what. So these are the things that other companies, that hackers, or we can say that the third party is constantly developing their algorithm to check out the details. The next is discover your own risky online behavior. So let us have this module quiz. So this is what is your summary. Then after we'll go for the module quiz. So just have this one. Okay. So we have any doubt up to this one, third module, guys? So that I can start with the fourth one. Any doubt on this one?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
It's easy because most of the things you are knowing, right? The two-factor authentications, the browsing things and everything. So let us start with the fourth one. Because once we'll complete with this cybersecurity, we will be starting with your Python. Okay. The screen is visible to all of you.
Yes, ma'am.
So in
Yes, ma'am.
this fourth module, okay. So in this fourth module, we will be talking about how you will be protecting your particular organization. So for this one, you need to have certain operations you need to taken care of so that the attackers cannot be able to attack a particular organization or their devices. So for this one, we will be we will be discussing about the cybersecurity devices, the technology, the behavioral approaches to the cybersecurity. Next is your Cisco approach to the cybersecurity. So in that, there are certain subtopics are there. So we'll be going through in detail. So first thing is cybersecurity devices and its technology. So when we will be talking about cybersecurity devices and technology, so there comes the cybersecurity applications. So in case of cybersecurity applications, we need to talk about the devices that is connected over the internet, that is connected over your network. So in these devices, we'll be talking about the routers that we are using, the software tools that we are using when your device is connected over the network itself. So in this one, there are basically 6 general categories has been given. So first is your router. So when you are using your router, so primarily in this one, you need to check about your interconnect network segments. Okay, so you need to check about, you need to have the basic information about the traffic filtering capabilities. This information does what? It basically helps to define which computer with from a given network segment can communicate with which other network. Means one network in which the device is there. So from that network, for example, network number 1 is this network number 1 device is connecting with the outside network devices, or is it connecting inside its own network. The next is we will be the first thing, and the next second thing is your firewall. So already we have talked, firewall is the does what? It is a second layer of protection or second wall of your security. So when we are talking deeper into this particular network traffic to block any kind of malicious activities or behavior, so the firewall comes into the consideration. So it do have what? It do have the sophisticated security policies, which is basically applied to the traffic passing through them. So there are certain protocols that needs to be followed up by the traffic, so that the firewall can able to track that. The next is your intrusion prevention system. So in intrusion prevention system, so it is also known as IPS systems. It is basically set to check your traffic signature that match and block any kind of malicious traffic and attack. Okay, so it do have what? It regularly checks the pattern of the traffic. So if anything which is not something new or something has been detected by the IPS, so it will block that one. Next thing is your virtual private network. So in this one, your virtual private network is also known as your VPN system. So in this case, what will happen? So just give me 1 second. Yeah. So in this virtual private network, so VPN system does what? It let the remote employees to use your secure or encrypted tunnel. So we have already talked about this VPN, right? It provides what? One kind of secure channel between, for example, computer system 1 is connecting with or communicating with the system number 2. So it does what? It does one kind of truncating, tunneling that particular communication, so that whatever communication or anything message get transmitted, that will get secure. The channel will get secure, so that the third party or the third person or the attacker cannot able to enter into this particular channel. So this is again the more secure channel, or we can say that this is basically a dedicated channel in between any communication that is happening. The next is anti-malware or antivirus. So these are basically the system signatures, or we can say the behavior, which basically analyze the application to identify, or we can say that to block the malicious code, malicious activity from being executed. Yeah. Now next is your other security devices. In that one, there comes the websites or the browsers that you are using, the email security applications, the devices that is got decrypted, the client access controls, means other devices other than this your router, switch, VPN, or antivirus and all these things. So this again, this is what is your known as security management systems. Okay. Next is your firewall. So we have already talked enough about the firewall. So you suppose you want to protect your particular computer. So for that, you need to install your firewall, and it is what? It is a standalone network device that covers entirely your network of your computer, so that it can give you extra layer of protections. So in this firewall, it has been two types, that is network layer firewall
Another one is your transport layer firewall. So network layer firewall is basically based on your source and destination IP addresses. And when you're talking about the second one, it basically based on your source and destination data ports and the connection. Okay, understand this two differently. The first one is basically on IPs, both source and destination. Here in the second, that is your transport layer firewall, it basically based on your source and destination ports and the connections, how it got connected. Okay. So in this firewalls, there are certain different layers, or there are again it has been different things are also there. That is your application layer firewall. So in this one, the applications, the programs, the services which you are using, based on that, there are some filtering techniques that have been implemented. Next is your context aware layer firewall. So in this one, it is basically what it again filters the communication based on your user, the device, the applications you are using, the profiles you are using, the devices you are using, and the role. Next is your proxy server. So again, it does what it filters the contents of the URL, the domain that you are using, or any media types that you are using. Next is your reverse proxy server. So in this one, the websites, the reverse proxy, these things it will be get into consideration. Next is your NAT firewall. So it does what? This firewall basically hides the private address of the network host. Next is your host-based firewall. So this is what? This is again a filtering technique, which is it filters what? It filters your ports, the systems, the services, service call on a single computer operating system. Got it? Okay. So in next class, we will be starting with the port scanning system. So in this one, we will be starting in tomorrow. So all of you, like, I don't think, and is there is any doubt still now for this theory? It's very easy. Only the thing is, only you need to read it out. Correct? Okay. So, okay, guys. So we'll meet again tomorrow at exactly at 8 a.m. So all of you just revise the things. We prepare every day. So okay. So guys, bye bye and see you all.
Bye, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Bye bye. Thank you.